Welcome to the town of Wisdom. I'm on one side and I can see the other side from this location. So I just came out of Wisdom and this morning, I stopped at the little restaurant to get breakfast, and then I came out and was getting ready to cross the street in one direction to go to the post office, and I heard someone across the street in the other direction yelling out, "Hey! Hey!" So I stopped and turned around oh, this person they're yelling at me. It's I don't know anyone here. And he was like, "What do you get when you put an alligator in a vest?" "I don't know, what?" "An investigator!" And then he turned and walked into the building. That was really random. My trail name is Gator, but I've never met this man before. I guess the guy who gave me a ride yesterday had told his dad, who loves to tell dad jokes, that he gave a ride to a hiker named Gator. So when his dad recognized me as a hiker, he knew I must be Gator and decided to tell me a joke. I was like, who's this person yelling this alligator joke at me? It was funny. This section of the trail had a lot of burn zones and a lot of smoke, but it could be very pretty at times. Time for another episode of Mountain Chickens with their chickies. I only see two. This is fascinating. So I've been going through a burn zone for several miles, and the CDT marker, I guess it was plastic, it melted. Oh, getting a lot of smoke. I keep checking the fire alerts, and I don't see anything near me, but ooh, a lot of smoke. Sorry if it's a little dark. I just realized something. I forgot my headlamp at the RV park. I left it. It was charging, so I've left my chargers too. I've got a couple extra cords for my phone, but in this dark and desolate world, the dragons have done their damage. I soon entered into the Pintlers, which everyone said were gorgeous. There's a strange, circle in the lake. I don't know what it is. I heard the Pintlers are pretty. I think this is the start of the Pintlers, and I'm sure it would be prettier if there wasn't smoke. See, nice smoky, but heading that way. Even the locals were excited to see all the wildflowers. I have made it to Johnson Lake. Do you know what that means? That means it's time to move on to my final map. At least for my app. There's a map for New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, southern Montana, and northern Montana. So I'm going on to the last map, starting northern Montana. Yesterday I passed my less than 500 miles mark. My mind is like, I've made it! I haven't made it yet, but I'm excited. I'm excited. So I've heard that the trail ahead is beautiful and pretty, but I just met a southbounder who described it in a way I've never heard it described before. Ahead it is super cute. Cute? Never heard the trail said like that, but okay. Now I'd be hoping for super cute little baby grizzly bears just rolling around in the forest with pink ribbons. I don't know. So many babies. She was sitting on top of him, just like from the Nutcracker when the mom just kind of like comes up and all the little kids come out from underneath her. Yep. Super cute. Keep going. Keep going. Okay. The ground is not disturbed, but all the trees have been flattened. And then we can see where they piled up at the bottom. Looks like a snow avalanche happened here. That's my guess. It's not a landslide, but definitely came through and wiped out the trees. Wow. Just look at that view. That is just amazing. That was just trees. So behind that hill, I mean, look at that tiny glacier. Like, that's all that's left of that glacier. Like, the rest of it's just gone. Okay, so the trail is going to follow these cairns. And you can see it's just going to wind up to here. Just really see the trail going up there. And then you can just barely see it cutting across right here. Oh my gosh. It's kind of weird. The grass is growing in like a patchwork pattern. Okay, I'm going that way. Just see the trail there. Going over to the pass. Gosh. And the smokes, you can't see that. Looking back. And look, there are people. This lake has some beautiful blue water. Guess this isn't the best view, but beautiful view. It's lunchtime, and I have a story to tell. I mean, it happened probably a couple weeks ago now, but I was debating whether to tell it or not, but I kind of want to have it remembered. So, back when the flies were really bad, I mean, they're just swarming, and they do bite, and so they hurt, but they're really weird. Like, some are almost like tame, most flies you gotta whack real quickly, but it would be like, oh, there's one on my shoulder, just reach over, grab it, like you just move slowly and pick them up. But they were driving me crazy, and I'm like killing them, and so I've got dead flies all over my shirt. Like, any other animal, if you like kill their friend right in front of them and then just leave the friend there dead, they're gonna freak out and run, go away. This does not deter the flies. So I came up with this experiment, this idea. I was like, well, what if I like injured the fly enough that it will have to leave me alone, but I want to actually kill it so that it can like warn its friends to leave me alone, be like, hey, this person's dangerous. So I was like taking a break, and I just started, catching the flies and ripping their wings off and then dropping them on the ground in front of me. So I had this little pile of, not quite a pile, but this little swarm of wingless flies on the ground in front of me. And you know what they did? They just started crawling across the ground towards me and climbing up my shoe. Like, it was like a swarm of mini zombies coming after me. Like, these aren't real animals. Like, these are so weird and freaky. Like, oh, so yeah, I may be a vegetarian, but I do not care about killing flies anymore. Okay, here's an interesting fact about thru hikers for you. You may have heard about the first part, but you never hear about the second part. So, thru hikers, since we're exercising so much, we typically eat somewhere within the range of like 4,000 to 6,000 calories a day, so like 2 to 3 times the normal amount of food we would in life. But what people don't tell you about is that food still has to go somewhere. So we end up pooping like 2 to 3 times the normal amount, and sometimes it's annoying. It's like, how much can come out of my body? But yep, my feet feel so trashed. I mean, by the end of the day, I feel messed up, but they usually feel fine in the morning. This morning they were still feeling so now they're feeling even more trashed. Like, I'm not even getting blisters, just sores. Like, you look at the top of my feet, they look normal. Look at the bottom of my feet, it's like it looks like I've got leprosy or something like that. Trying to walk on them just feels like I'm walking on pins and needles. I was like, please, I've only got a few weeks left, please hold out. Good morning. I was trying really hard to make it to Anaconda by last night. Wasn't gonna happen, not with my feet. And so I was walking down this gravel road, hoping to find a nice flat spot. Like, I'm seeing a lot of private land, but I found an area off the road, hidden by the trees. Not the best spot. Like, you can't really see in the video, but it's slanted and lumpy. But managed to make it work. Now to get these feet back through this field that's covered in branches and stuff.